Hey, good afternoon. Sorry to break into programming. Want to let you know that we do have a tornado warning for a couple of our counties in southern Indiana, for central Jefferson County in central Indiana, or south central Indiana, northwestern Trumbull County as well, in Kentucky for a very strong storm. We've got radar indicated rotation with this and some hail the size of golf ball is possible. So take a look where this area that is highlighted in the red boxes. Just want you to see where we're seeing this most intense part of the storm, and there was some rotation that was indicated. And take a look where you can see these colors coming together, the greens and these pinks. We're seeing some very high winds. Wanted to just show you, let me take off some of these blinking boxes for a second and this lightning so you can see where some of these winds are gusting upwards of 60 miles per hour. At times we're seeing 63, 67, and so this is going to be a very strong storm. And if you live within the path of this storm in the red blinking boxes, I want you to find a safe place and be away from the storm. Basement, if you have one, find the most interior place in your house. If you do not have a basement, it is important for you to find a safe space immediately if you live within the path of this storm. And again, in the blinking red box, that is a tornado warning, and that is for parts of our viewing area in central Jefferson County, that's in Indiana, not in the metro, and then northwestern Trumbull County, that's also a part of this tornado warning. It is going to be going until 2:30 this afternoon, so we have a little bit more than a half an hour to be monitoring this storm. We're also zooming out and seeing outside of this storm. You'll notice just north of Smyrna, we have more intense part of the storm. There's a hail core there that we could be seeing hail size of golf balls, but we are seeing a little bit of rotation here within this storm. So this is the strongest part of the storm, and we want you to be very, very careful. If you live in Smyrna, head to your safe place. Hanover, Milton, Madison, head to your safe place. This tornado warning is going to be going until 2:30 this afternoon. And I want to just check in from the National Weather Service. They issued this at 1:54. They decided to continue this tornado warning. And I want to show you in the reflectivity some of the intense downpours that are coming with these storms. And as I zoom out, you can see there's also severe thunderstorm warnings surrounding this large storm. We've got one over in Jennings County. This one is likely going to be expired as the storm has passed. So the storm threat for Jennings County right now, you are in the clear. But if you live east of Jennings County into parts of Jefferson County in southern Indiana, I want you to find a safe place, especially if you live within this red blinking box. If you live in Smyrna, head to your basement. If you don't have a basement, get away from windows, find the most interior point in your home, and stay safe. Stay there until 2:30. I want to take a look at some of the wind speeds with this system and just the storm velocity. We're seeing some very high winds, some very powerful wind gusts. Taking a look in these pinks, showing up, that's 55 miles per hour, but it's even higher in other spots. And this is moving. I want to just take a look at the last couple of scans on the radar and just show that we are seeing some broad rotation there, and that's likely why they went ahead and fired off a tornado warning for parts of Jefferson County in southern Indiana, and also clipping just that northern part of Trumbull County. I want to zoom out a little bit more again and just show you what we're seeing as far as the big picture is concerned. This is moving. We got a nice hook there too, and this is moving off to the east at 50 miles per hour. So if I look behind here, Smyrna, this is over you right now. Make sure you are away from any windows. Please get to a interior part of your home if you don't have a basement. For those folks that live outside of this box, we are still seeing an intense storm, especially north of Smyrna, outside of the tornado warning. However, what we want to watch is this area right here. So living north of Hanover, get to your basement. In Madison and Milton. Also head to your basement, head away from any windows. Do not go outside, and just kind of zooming out everywhere else in this blinking yellow box. Now that is a severe thunderstorm warning, and this tornado warning is currently in effect for folks living in Jefferson County, in the northeastern part of Jefferson County, and also northwestern Trumbull County. This is going to go for another half an hour, so I'm going to stay with you until this storm passes and we can get you back to programming. But until then, this is a dangerous storm. Now, I want to just take a look at some of the spots that we are watching ahead of this storm. We zoom in, seeing some of these intense downpours, these colors in the purple, that's indicating that we might have some hail. There were some indications that we could have some golf ball sized hail. And then looking at some of our hail on our barrens, that's our product that picks up some of the hail sizes. Now, this is higher up, and we do have some very warm air underneath it, so I think they might be a little bit higher as far as the hail is concerned. It might say it's a lot, not higher, but larger at times, 1.5 inches. But either way, you do not want to be out in this. And again, if you're just joining us, you're just wondering what's going on, all of these colors, these blinking boxes in the red, we have a tornado warning, and this is in effect until 2:30 this afternoon. What we're looking for, the most intense part of the storm, we've got winds, very high winds, these light green colors. That's indicating that we are seeing some very high hail, and we're also watching for spots across the river too. Notice in parts of northwestern Trumbull County, that includes you guys as well. So as I'm zooming out, you can even see another storm warning has been in effect just past that storm, and that's going to be for folks in Carroll County. So this storm, as it's exiting, has the ability to continue on that path. At this point, the National Weather Service has this as a severe thunderstorm warning outside of this tornado warning. But really the big story right now is that we got to watch this one carefully. So if you live in Madison and in Milton, if you live anywhere within the premises of that red box that's blinking on the screen, I want you to take your phone and get downstairs into the basement, get into an interior wall, or closest into the interior part of your house if you don't have a basement. That's the safest place for you. And this is until 2:30. So we're going to be watching the storm. It is moving off to the east around 40 to 50 miles per hour. And it does have, at some point, we were getting reports of some golf ball sized hail. So definitely stay away from windows. Even if you do not live inside the area of the red box, there are severe thunderstorm warnings around those boxes. So it's good that you stay indoors and away from windows, especially with high winds. They could be knocking over tree limbs, branches. Those can go into windows and cause damage. So be very, very careful if you live within the yellow boxes. But most importantly, and it does look like they're starting to trim back that tornado warning, still in Jefferson County and also encompassing part of northwestern Trumbull County and Jefferson County in Indiana. But right now, the most intense part of the storm, just watching this right here, you can see where these colors are coming together. We do have some very high winds. So take a look. This wind velocity is picking up on winds over 74 miles per hour. And so definitely stay away from any windows. Get to your basement if you live in this red blinking box, at least until 2:30. And if you don't have a TV in your basement, grab your phone or just stay in your basement until 2:30. And that is when likely the storm will be passing from your area and moving on to off to the east. And at this point, it is moving around 40 to 50 miles per hour. It's approaching Madison right now. And you can see starting to wrap around there a little bit. And these colors, what we're seeing, the purples, we could be seeing some hail. And so that's something that you definitely don't want to be out in. Head indoors, even if you don't live inside that red blinking box, you live outside, you are still in a severe thunderstorm warning. And this storm is very intense. We are watching for hail that could be the size of golf balls at times. Wanted to look at some of the path that the hail has fallen, and you can just see how this is moving. Here's our hail tracker. I want to take a look outside. I'm trying to get some of these boxes off, but you can see some of the most intense parts of there in those dark colors. Those are the larger areas of hail, but it's still with this storm, and this is part of that tornado warning. I want to just show you again, as we're zooming in even further, we are seeing even higher wind gusts. Take a look where that yellow color is. That might be anomalous, but either way, this is a very intense storm. 80-mile-per-hour winds, 53-mile-per-hour winds, and this is in the area that's highlighted in the red box. So we're going to need you to take cover if you're just joining us. Where you need to be is away from windows with when it comes to the severe weather and tornado safety. Listen, if you are in a mobile home, you need to find a safer spot. Interior room of a home or building also is much safer than a mobile home, but if you have a basement or a storm shelter, please head there now. So I want to show you once again where we're seeing our tornado warning. And this is right over Madison and Milton right now. This is where we are seeing some incredibly high winds. This storm is just wrapping around right now, and at this point it's very dangerous. If you are watching us from Madison or Milton, just go to the basement. You don't need me. Just go to the basement at least until 2:30. That is when this storm is going to be past you. At this point, the tornado warning is going to be expiring at 2:30 this afternoon. We are getting some more information from the National Weather Service. They are going to continue this tornado warning for Jefferson County, Indiana, and for Trumbull County until 2:30. At this point, a confirmed tornado was located over Madison. That makes sense. Look at this, the way it's wrapping around here. If you live in Madison, get to a safe place now. There was golf ball size hail, a damaging tornado. This is not radar indicated, but a confirmed tornado over Madison. It's moving east at 45 miles per hour. And at this point, it looks like they're going to go ahead and issue another tornado warning just downstream of this. And so I want you ahead of time for folks in Carrollton. That includes you guys. I want you to also take cover. This is another spot. Carrollton, Vevey, everyone, I want you in your basements. This next warning that's in place, this thing is moving 45 miles per hour. So if you're in Carroll County, I want you in your basements. This also goes until 2:30. And then further north, we've got that severe thunderstorm warning. This is all part of the same storm. What they've done is highlighted the most intense part of the storm and that path that it's taking. So you who are under the tornado warning, that's where that path is headed. But folks that live outside of that strongest path, you are still in that severe thunderstorm warning. So look off to the north, and you're seeing in parts of Switzerland County that we're going to want you to also stay away from any windows. But if you live in those blinking red boxes, head to the basement immediately. This severe thunderstorm warning for outside of the viewing of the tornado warning, still stay away from your doors, your windows, stay inside until the storm passes. But right now we have two tornado warnings in the viewing area. One is right over Madison. It is a confirmed tornado. And we are seeing some very high winds with this storm. I want to show you some of the wind velocities that we are picking up on as we query this. Over 100 miles per hour, at times 75 miles per hour, 80 miles per hour. And the way it's moving is now starting to move away from Madison, but now crossing over the river into Carroll County. And you guys are now under that tornado warning as well. And that is going to be going until 2:30. So if you're just joining us, I do want to show you that we have two tornado warnings, and these are going until 2:30 this afternoon. One right now, a confirmed tornado from the National Weather Service, and the latest warning that went out was over Madison, Indiana, moving east at 45 miles per hour. And there are also indications of golf ball sized hail. Let me stop this and just show you some of the reflectivity that we are seeing. And in this area, this is where we're seeing some heavy downpours. We've got very large hail falling at times. And then here's where we're seeing that wrap around the winds, they're starting to turn and rotate, and this is the most intense part of the storm over Madison and Milton. You guys, if you are not in your basement, get there now and wait there until the storm passes. If you don't have a TV down there, that's okay. Bring your phone and just stay there until 2:30. We want you to be safe. You don't need to be watching me. You need to be in your basement right now. And also for folks who are in the path of this storm, take a look. It's not over Carrollton right now, but you are part of that tornado warning. And Vive, also, everyone, just head to your basement until the storm passes. We do have our meteorologist, Daniel Johnson. He is standing by. And I'm not sure if you were able to see any of the warnings that have come through, but right now what we have is 2 tornado warnings and 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, all surrounding this same storm. Daniel.
Yeah, and Mo, the concern is we were watching the National Weather Service issue these watches earlier. It was a severe thunderstorm watch north of the metro earlier. We had a round of storms roll through, non-severe. And then this one little storm that had just kind of hung around behind that initial line has now gone tornadic and severe. So the one thing Mo was mentioning is we do have a tornado confirmed on the ground. This is on the ground right around the Madison area. So you need to get in your safe spot immediately. And as Mo mentioned, get as many walls between you and the outside. This is just one thing meteorologists look for on radar to give you a sign of rotation, a sign that there could be a tornado, and it's a hook. I mean, you can just see that hook right there just east of Madison. And it does appear like the worst of the storm is now beginning to push just east of Madison. That doesn't mean if you're in Madison to get out of your safe spot. Stay there, please, and continue to just stay in your safe spot until the all clear is given. But we do have emergency management in the Madison area telling us, in Jefferson County, Indiana, telling us that there is a tornado on the ground. The National Weather Service has confirmed that. And you can just see that little ball right there. That is likely where the tornado is, just right around the Madison-Milton area. Yep, and there it is. That's the rotation that Mo just popped up for me on velocity. When you see the green colors and the red colors just touching each other right there, that's exactly where the tornado is on the ground. And this is a confirmed tornado from the National Weather Service. They've issued a special tornado warning to let everyone know it's confirmed. Sometimes they issue these warnings when you just see some radar rotation and you're not sure if it's on the ground. Then they issue other types of warnings when it's confirmed. So this is a confirmed tornado on the ground in the Madison area. Looks like the tornado on the ground right now is just pushing off to the east, and you can just see some impressive radar indicators here. And the purples, Mo mentioned it earlier, likely some large hail, possibly golf ball size hail. So even if you're not in the confirmed tornado location, I would say still get into a safe spot right now. Large hail can do some damage to your home and especially to those cars that are outside. And this is some of the hail path and what's going on, the size of the hail, 1.5 inches hail. So that is fairly large. So it's not just the tornado concern, it's the large hail concern we're watching too. And again, just to get everyone's bearings here, this is not in the metro. This is Jefferson County, Indiana, also including, or did earlier include portions of Trimble County, and it is pushing off to the east. And if you're watching us in Carrollton, I would get in your safe spot too to be safe, because this piece of energy where the tornado is confirmed is approaching the area, and it looks like it might stay just north of Carrollton, but you never know with these systems. They can make really quick, unexpected jogs north-south, so we'll watch it closely. The storm itself drifting off to the east, but now looking to push away from the Madison area here. But this is where we're concerned, right along just an east of Madison. If we can zoom in just a little bit, Mo, maybe some more town names popping up, maybe some roads showing up right along here, but you can see right along 36 there is where we have some very dangerous conditions, some very strong winds, and a tornado likely on the ground. It is confirmed. Emergency management has let the National Weather Service know the tornado is on the ground in portions of Indiana here in Jefferson County. So the worst of it now pushing into eastern portions of Madison and even east, further east of there. Carrollton, get in your safe spot if you're watching us there, because this tornado is moving off to the east at a fairly quick pace here. And there's the latest radar update, and you can see the worst of it just rolling right across 36 as we speak. large hail in the purple area, some very heavy rain and dangerous lightning too. We'll continue to monitor this as well. And I believe this is the new updated one past 2:30.
Yes,
it's going.
Well, what I wanted to tell you right away is that the Trumbull County tornado warning has been expired. They canceled that one, but now this is pushing into Carroll County. So we got to be watching this one closely, trying to get some more information about this next warning. So this is going to go until 2:30. So the thing is, it's moving so fast that all of these are expiring around the same time. So it's just kind of giving that extra space just in case the storm takes a jog a little further to the south. Right now it's moving east around 45 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour at times. So it's slowed down, it speeds up a little slight turn to the south, and that's why they could I think they've added a little bit more further south of Carrollton right now. But do keep in mind, even if you don't live in the blinking red box, there is a severe thunderstorm warning surrounding much of this area. And so there's still a possibility that you can have damage to your house because of these gusty winds and with large hail. Some of these winds gusting through trees can knock trees over. So we just want to make sure that you are staying safe. But at this time, Trumbull County, you are at this point in the clear from that tornado warning. But the other tornado warning is now encompassing parts of Carroll County. So that's what we're watching right now. And at this point, I'm trying to find more information about this next warning. But what we are watching for are winds that were gusting over 70 miles per hour. And there was that confirmed on the ground from the National Weather Service.
Yeah, and I did want to mention just a couple of town names that are popping up here that could be in the path. As I mentioned, if you're in Carrollton, please get in your safe spot right now. You are under a tornado warning. This new tornado warning is in effect for portions of Switzerland and Carroll counties. And this is moving east pretty quickly, as Mo mentioned, at 45 miles per hour. So again, Carrollton, Sanders, Worthville, Prestonville, Braytown, right along Interstate 71 at mile marker 52. So these are areas in the path of this tornado. Locust, English, Eagle Station, please get in your safe spot. This is a very impressive storm, Mo, on radar. I mean, it really has the classic hook echo. We've been watching this little hook at the very far southwestern portion of the supercell, and this is a supercell, and that is where we're watching for that tornado. And it is an observed tornado. This is not just rotation we see on radar. We see rotation on radar, and someone has witnessed the tornado on the ground. This is a serious matter. So this rotation is getting closer to Carrollton. So please, again, I've mentioned it, Carrollton, for those of you there, take shelter now. Get in your safe spot. If you don't have a basement, the best place to be is in an interior room. Get as many walls between you and the outside. Stay away from windows. That's not a safe spot to be. So you can see some greens and the pinks really showing up here. We have a larger set of green up here. That's probably localized wind gusts. This is where that tornado is on the ground here, where the pinks and the greens are touching just to the northwest of Carrollton. So a scary situation here rolling into town, and we're watching it closely. It moved through Madison just about, seems very quickly, just a few minutes ago. So it is a very fast mover, and we can see the worst of it is still kind of just taking a trip right along 36, and it's heading toward Carrollton here. We're looking at very strong wind gusts, and even for those located up here, take cover here because we have very strong winds. We have actually some golf ball sized hail being reported as well, and being a possibility within this storm. The National Weather Service has also issued a severe thunderstorm warning that includes Carrollton. So it's not just the tornado warning, it's the severe thunderstorm warning in effect as well. So even if there's not a tornado within this box where we already know it is, it's an observed tornado, they also issued the severe thunderstorm warning to cover the wind gusts that are going to be associated with the storm, because the strong winds aren't just located where the tornado is, the strong winds are located out away from where that tornado is on the ground as well. So because it's moving so fast, that kind of plays a role into the factor of strong winds. So the faster a storm moves, usually the quicker the winds are going to gust as well. So here we go. We're putting on some town names here. Sanders here, Carson, Easter Day as well. So please take cover. Carrollton get in your safe spot. That rotation is getting very, very close to you as we speak. And we're going to stay with you guys here because this is a storm that has an observed tornado on the ground. So this is a very dangerous situation in particular for portions of southern Indiana. And also we're watching, as we mentioned, Carroll County and Switzerland County as well under this tornado warning. And it's moving quickly. So it's going to be in Carson at right around 2:37 here. So just a little ways away, 2:38 in Sanders and pushing east of there. And this is really the only storm we're watching at this hour. And then we'll get a break this afternoon for everyone. And then another round of storms will roll through likely after midnight tonight. And that's when the metro will be in play for some strong to severe storms later on tonight after midnight. But this is the one we're watching, the only one that has a severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning within our viewing area. And we're watching it closely because it is an observed tornado, a tornado on the ground right now. Earlier it was in Madison. Now pushing toward Carrollton here.
And
so
Daniel, I wanted to let you know we just got word from Madison Dispatch that we've got that there were trees down. They said that major damage to houses. The word destroyed was used. And also they're working on a gas leak in Madison right now. Yeah. A lot going on, and this is where the storm just left, where they had that confirmed tornado. And there we are watching it continuing to move off to the east around 45 miles per hour. And it is now at this point from the National Weather Service, they said the confirmed tornado was located near Carrollton. So if you are in Carrollton and you are watching us on TV, it better be in the basement. If not, leave the TV, leave us, go to the basement and stay there until the storm passes. This is a confirmed tornado that has already caused damage to trees and homes in Madison, Indiana, and it is now pushing through Carrollton, and it's going to continue this easterly progression around 45 miles per hour, and winds are gusting over 70 miles per hour. We've got golf ball size hail. This is a very intense storm.
And the conditions, Mo, have been really ripe ahead of this. The Storm Prediction Center put us in that slight risk just north of the metro for this afternoon, and then we'll start to get some storms here in our area, in the metro at least, later on. But this is the one that is very concerning. Still has that traditional, the classic hook echo that you can see, just a little hook showing up on radar. That is where the tornado is located. And where is it? Carrollton. So please get in your location, your safe spot as we discuss this, especially the north side of Carrollton. We're looking at that's where likely the tornado is on the ground as we speak. And we are in constant contact with the National Weather Service. Mo's checking that for us. That's where she's getting all the updates from all the tree damage, the house damage as well. And of course, storm survey teams will be sent out to these locations to see what the type of damage that has been done. Emergency management officials, we're talking with them as well. They're sending us information, ground reports to let us know. Some more towns, as we mentioned already, heading through the next several minutes. It is approaching off to the east. So we're looking at by 2:37, it's going to be in the Carson area. So if you're watching us in Carson, take cover. Sanders as well by 2:39 this afternoon, and then pushing east of there, eventually pushing out of our viewing area. But right now, right around the Carrollton area is where that observed tornado is located. We already had it touch down in the Madison area, and it's likely still on the ground as we're looking at this rotation. Still looking pretty impressive on radar, and even reflectivity that Mo has popped up for us here. It's even showing some localized cores of heavy downpours and also damaging hail. I mean, we're talking golf ball size hail, Mo, so impressive.
Take a look at this path too. This storm, I mean, has been holding together that hail, and where you're seeing those darker shades, that's where it was really coming down intensely, and also on the larger side. And just take a look at that hail core as it was moving over parts of, or leaving Jefferson, Indiana, and then moving into Carroll County, going across the river. And I do want to let you know they have trimmed back those the tornado warning in Jefferson, Indiana, in Jefferson County, Indiana. So that is down, that is expired. And also the severe thunderstorm warnings for both Scott County and Jefferson County. But now the big story is still what's going on in Carroll County. So this is going to continue until 2:30, this tornado warning in that red box. And as you can see, this is, you can see that classic hook from this supercell, and we have got very high winds with this system. And also just getting word from Madison Dispatch that they have a gas leak that they're working on, and also damage to homes and trees. This is a very intense storm, this confirmed tornado that was on the ground, but at this point they have at least canceled part of that tornado warning for Jefferson County in southern Indiana and in Madison. However, there has been extensive damage, and as we start getting pictures, we will let you know about that and show you what we are seeing. But right now, we really just got to get your attention to folks in Carroll County and get you in the basement until the storm passes.
Yeah, definitely a scary situation for those living in the Madison and Carrollton area, where we have this observed tornado on the ground. We have a lot of wind, we have a lot of hail associated with it. So a lot of different hazards impacting local neighborhoods that we are watching here. So wow, 2-inch hail, 3-inch hail showing up here. So that's verifying what the National Weather Service was mentioning in terms of golf ball size hail impacting this area. So we have the hail, we have the gusty winds, not even associated with the tornado, just associated with the supercell, and then we have the destructive winds associated with the tornado. I mean, we have homes confirmed damaged or destroyed, and a lot of damage going on across this area. So this impacts portions of southwestern, so a new tornado warning, it looks like, has now popped up. That includes now more central and eastern Carroll County, it looks like here, and still portions of Switzerland County, right, up here. Yes. So just a couple of counties here still within the tornado warning that we're watching. It looks like the worst of it has now rolled through Carrollton. It's pushing out of the Carrollton area, but still the Carrollton city itself, but still in the Carrollton area and pushing through Carroll County. And it is really moving fast at 45 to 50 miles per hour or so. Hail likely just north of Carrollton as well. You can see some of the blacks showing up and the pinks as well. I might pronounce this incorrectly, Vive. We're looking at where we can have some really strong winds here and some hail about to move in momentarily, especially on the north side of that town. So this system continues to roll off to the east. For those of you in Carson, you're in the path of this. Glencoe as well. Sparta, you are in the path of this storm as this tornado, which has been observed for minutes on end here for at least the past half hour, almost half hour, moving quickly off to the east. So really strong winds impacting Carroll County as we speak. And not only the tornado warning, but we have the severe thunderstorm warning in effect too for the hail and the wind aspect of the storm. And of course the tornado warning for the tornadic part of the storm. So just a reminder, those of you possibly tuning in right now, and if you live east of Carrollton and you live into portions of Carroll County itself, and you're saying, wait a minute, the winds are calm here, the sky, it's a little dark, but it's heading for you if you're in eastern Carroll County. So please take cover. Get into a basement. If you don't have a basement, get into an interior portion of your house. Usually a bathroom toward the interior portion of your house, away from windows. Just get as many walls between you and the outside. You don't want to be against the wall that borders the outside or against the wall that has a lot of windows or really any windows at all, and that's just going to keep you safer. We were looking at reflectivity coming up here as well, and also velocity. Will pop that up for you. So yeah, here are some tornado safety tips where you can be. So the safest place is an interior room away from the outside, which is the name interior. So as many walls between you and the outside. A basement, of course, is the safest place. You don't want to be in a large open room. You don't want to be in a vehicle. Really don't want to be caught in a vehicle here. So that's not a safe place to be. You want to be inside a sturdy structure away from windows. So we were looking at the latest velocity reflectivity that was starting to show a little bit that it could be weakening some. It still has a hook echo, so we're not out of the woods for sure, but still a very impressive storm here. And you can see that little notch. When you see that hanging down from the storm, that's when you're definitely seeing a severe storm and possibly tornadic storm. So it looks like the rotation's not as tight, Mo. It's still there. I mean, it's really showing up here. You can see the pinks and the greens. So broad rotation showing up, indicative of where that tornado possibly could be into portions of Carroll County.
And for those folks who are in this red blinking box, I mean, you heard Daniel, get to your safe place. This storm is now moving out of Carrollton. So if you are listening or watching on your phone in your basement from Carrollton, it is now past you. However, folks in Vevey, I want you to find your safe space. This is wrapping around you and heading right over you. So this is a very intense storm. It's already caused damage to trees. The word destroyed was used for some of the houses in Madison, and they're also working on a gas leak in Madison. These intense winds are causing big problems. We've got reports trying to look from the National Weather Service, trying to get anything. Damage was reported throughout Jefferson County in southern Indiana. A trailer flipped in Milton, Kentucky. Dispatch has made calls, and they said someone was trapped. So this is a very intense storm. You do not want to be outside. You want to be away from all windows and doors. Get to your safe place, especially if you live within the red boxes that are flashing right now on your screen. And at this point, this tornado warning, where this tornado is moving, this is going to continue now until 3 o'clock. That's for Owen County and Gallatin County. That is outside of our viewing area. But Carroll County, we got you, 2:30. You got to hang out a little bit longer. We are watching this. We'll likely extend this because for folks who are now leaving just past Carrollton, this is still part of Carroll County. So we want to make sure you are safe at this time. But right now, the most intense part of the storm, right on your screen over Vevey and over the Ohio River along 42, we are watching this just wrapping up around some of these small towns and causing some major damage.
And the National Weather Service just sent 30 seconds ago saying that the tornado is still on the ground in Carroll County. So we did mention that there are some signs it's weakening, but this seems to be a very powerful tornado. So it is still on the ground, according to the National Weather Service. So please stay in your safe spot. Again, Mo mentioned you're in the clear in Carrollton, but eastern portions, central and eastern portions of Carroll County itself, the tornado is still on the ground and working its way through the county and eventually heading east of there because it is moving at a very quick clip. But right now, a very dangerous storm, a tornadic storm, a tornado warning still in effect, and it looks like that new tornado warning is in effect until 3 o'clock, central Switzerland County, eastern Carroll County, and then that's pushing into Owen County as well. That'll be until 3 o'clock, but we still have a hook echo showing up there and a very impressive storm.
And I'm seeing it. I don't have access to social media to get this out to you, but I'm looking at some of the pictures that are coming in on the National Weather Service, and that hail is... They got a picture of a penny and some hail that looks 2 to 3 times the size of that penny. So you do not want to be out in that at all, especially even if you don't live in the area that has the blinking red box. That's the tornado warning. There's still a severe thunderstorm warning outside of it. So do not be outdoors. Stay away from your windows and make sure that you are in a safe place no matter what. This is a very strong storm, and with the tornado still on the ground, you do not want to be anywhere near that. Make sure that you are in your basement or the most interior part of your house, away from any windows, any doors. Just keep yourself safe at this point. As Daniel just said, they extended that warning in Carroll County until 3 o'clock this afternoon, and we are going to stay with you on air until then.
Yeah, and once it pushes out of the viewing area, for sure, we'll get you back to your regularly scheduled programming here. But this is an observed tornado, a dangerous situation. We had it observed in Madison. It rolled through right around Carrollton, and now it's affecting central and eastern portions of Carroll County, where the National Weather Service is confirming this tornado is still on the ground in Carroll County, and the storm system as a whole is moving off very quickly at around 45 to 50 miles per hour or so. So a very destructive storm system rolling through Carroll County earlier, rolling through Jefferson County, Indiana, and portions of Trimble County as well. Now it's impacting Carroll County, and a new tornado warning now impacting counties east of Carroll County. But look at the black just showing up here. That is Hail, most likely. We're getting reports of hail. We're getting pictures of hail. And some of this could be golf ball size hail as well. That's just another hazard, another concern that we're watching within this storm. But the biggest concern, of course, is that tornado that is confirmed on the ground still at this hour in Carroll County. The new tornado warning that does still include Carroll County, eastern Carroll County, is until 3 o'clock p.m. now. So we're watching that, and that's a very quick moving storm system. So it's going to be zooming out of here quickly, which means if you're watching us ahead of this storm, please pay attention, because look what's happening now. It's approaching 71. A main highway here heading off to the north and east. So into Carroll County, it's moving at a pretty quick clip, and it's about to roll through areas where I'm sure a lot of cars are driving on that busy highway on 71. But if you don't mind zooming out just a little bit across the entire area, a little bit more to show the metro, because this is it. I mean, this is the only storm that we're watching, but this is just one line that we were watching earlier. There was a more organized line of storms that rolled through Indiana earlier, and now this is kind of a little last storm that's hanging out on the tail end of that initial line that rolled through north of the metro. And another line of storms will roll through tonight, likely after midnight. That will impact most of the WLKY viewing area, if not all of us. And some of those storms could pack a punch as well. So we're going to watch that closely when the metro gets in on some of this impact weather later on tonight. So the Storm Prediction Center still has our area under a slight risk for storms. And that's a level 2 out of 5 here. And that includes Litchfield, E-Town, all of Bullitt County, all of Oldham County here, Jefferson County, Kentucky, and points north and west. So we are not out of the woods yet. It's going to be quiet. Once this one storm in Carroll County moves out of here, it's going to be quiet for several hours for the entire WLKY viewing area. And then as we approach the midnight hour tonight and after that, another round of storms will roll through, and we're getting up close to 80 degrees at this hour here in Louisville. So conditions are ripe for potential severe weather later on tonight. So we'll watch that closely. Right now, though, we are watching the one in Carroll County. This is an impressive storm here. Look how high up the storm is in terms of the clouds and the bubbling up of the clouds and the storm height. It's going up to 30,000 feet or higher. So that just goes to show you how impressive a storm is. That's where airplanes fly, at the level of 30,000 feet. So when you get storms going that high up or higher, you know it's a very powerful and impactful storm. So that tornado warning remains in effect until 3 o'clock this afternoon for Carroll County here. And the storm continues to move off at a pretty fast clip. It's right on top of 71, it looks like at this hour. Very heavy rain, dangerous lightning. And yeah, if we can pop up velocity really quickly just to get a quick image of that to see what's going on. Yeah, we still have some rotation going on for sure, where the green and the pink colors are touching each other. We have one little, oh yeah, that's impressive here with winds. We're looking at inbound and outbound winds toward the radar and away from the radar at pretty high up in elevation. But overall, when you have something like that with velocity over 100 miles per hour, that's pretty impressive here. So this is where the tornado likely is at this hour. We have some little rotation, some really strong winds within the green showing up there. But yeah, this is likely where it is, right there on the border. So we're going to watch it closely, pushing east at a very fast clip. I believe it's still moving at around 45. Yeah, still 45 miles per hour to the east. So Carroll County still under that tornado warning until 3 o'clock. But notice, Carrollton, you're in the clear now. Hopefully there wasn't a lot of damage done there, but we did have that observed tornado roll through the Carrollton area, and now the storm system continues to move off to the east. So for those of you in Crittenden at 304, Dry Ridge 305, Glencoe at 247, so in just 10 minutes it's going to be in the Glencoe area. So those of you there, get into your safe spot right now. You'll need to get to a basement or the lowest level of your house, an interior room, as many walls between you and the outside, away from windows. But this is the path moving off to the east at 45 miles per hour. Do we have any updates from the National Weather Service? Any more pictures, reports from Jefferson County or Carroll County?
Not getting any
earlier.
Still waiting on some reports on social media, but really just seeing very large hail at this point, up to 2-3 inches in size. And at this point now, it looks like the storm is past. So this is going to be moving out of Carroll County in short order and then moving its way in, and still with that tornado warning, into Gallatin County. But this should be trimmed back soon as the last edge of this storm moves out of Carroll County. And still trying to monitor the National Weather Service feed and see if we can't get anything else from them. But right now, most of the damage that we have heard about is in Madison, Indiana, where houses were, they use the word destroyed, trees, major damage there, and then a gas leak that they're working on in Madison, Indiana right now.
Yeah, so a lot of damage reports coming in. Of course, the National Weather Service will send storm survey teams to really look at the damage in detail. But a scary day for a lot of neighborhoods here with an actual observed tornado that we had on the ground, and the National Weather Service still mentioning that this tornado could still be on the ground. So looks like it's crossing 71 as we speak here, and as Mo mentioned, pushing out of Carroll County as we speak. I mean, this is a fast storm. Just a few minutes ago, it was in Carrollton, so very quickly moving system, which is good news in terms of we want it out of the area, but with it moving so fast at a fast clip, that can really make the straight line winds even stronger here, and the tornado itself is just another aspect of it that's putting its own wind and own damage down. So a very scary storm system that we're staying with you guys to keep you updated here throughout the storm system. And once they trim this tornado warning back from Carroll County, and as it continues to push out of the viewing area, we'll get you back to your regular program. But right now, still a dangerous situation here with an impressive storm showing up with lots of hail. I mean, the hail core has stuck together for so long as well. So we're watching it very closely.
And it does look like the back edge of that is now pushing out of Carroll County, so that is some good news. But as the damage reports do come in, we're going to make sure that we let you know on social media. But for folks who are still watching, whether or not you're in our viewing area, I want you to still, if you are part of inside that red blinking box, if you live in Gallatin County and you're able to watch us, please stay in your safe spot and safe place until at least 3 o'clock when the storm passes.
And of course, we have a whole team of meteorologists here, Mo.
We
Chief
sure
Meteorologist
do.
Jay Cardosi.
Yes.
What a nasty storm, guys. What a nasty storm. You guys have done a great job tracking this thing all the way since it was back in Scott County, southern Jennings County, now through Gallatin County. It's pretty much moving out of the viewing area as we speak. So we're going to get you back to programming here within the next couple of minutes. But you can see, as Mo and Daniel have been talking about, this thing is flying. It's go ahead.
Look at how it progressed. I mean, this was just a couple of heavy downpours, some rumbles of thunder. It started with an intense, severe thunderstorm and quickly went tornadic. Yeah. And has been doing so for the last hour.
And not to make light of the situation, because you can't in this situation with the damage this thing has produced. We call this a tail-end Charlie. It's on the back edge of a line of thunderstorms that actually has pretty much fallen apart off to the northeast as it moved into Ohio. But this last thunderstorm was unimpeded. It had no competition as far as the environmental winds are concerned, the inflow, the moisture, and it just gobbled up the instability, the moisture, the wind flow. Well, the end result you can see right there, a supercellular thunderstorm that really started to wrap up, became tornadic as it was immediately west of Madison, just north of Hanover, went through Madison, causing substantial damage to homes, to businesses. As Mo and Daniel have been talking about, we have gas leakages as well from what we're hearing. Homes have been, Mo, as you said, destroyed.
Destroyed, not just damaged, but destroyed.
So this was a tornado that was on the violent side. And looking at some of the velocities, looking at some of the wind patterns in this storm as it moved across the Madison area, the VV area, easily, folks, this could be an EF EF2, EF3. We're going to have to wait and see, obviously, do some assessing as the storm moves on through. But yeah, this is in Gallatin County now. Still a very well-defined hook echo, tornadic thunderstorm moving out of the WLKY viewing area, now pushing along 71. Will soon be passing over towards I-75, east and northeast of the viewing area. Just to give you some perspective, here's Warsaw and also Gallatin County. This is Carroll County, Carrollton. This is our viewing area, so we're pretty much out of the woods as far as thunderstorm activity goes. Matter of fact, let's pull out, Mo, and take a look at the entire viewing area. And as Daniel alluded to just a few short moments ago, that's it. I mean, this is the only storm. This is one storm that caused all the problems, really firing up out around Scottsburg and really becoming intense and tornadic as it moved across Madison and points off to the east-northeast, and now moving into northern Kentucky as you get towards that confluence of 71 and 75 off to the northeast. Metro, the rest of the viewing area, void of any showers and storms. It's warm. It's a little bit muggy out there. It's on the breezy side, but it is dry. I think we're capped off for now. That means that not expecting any storms the rest of the afternoon, even into the early evening. But I'm thinking, Mo, Daniel, after 10, 11 o'clock tonight. Yeah, correct?
Closer to the midnight hour. And,
that's the next time we think we're going to see a blow-up of storms across the viewing area. Those storms should fire north and west of the metro, kind of congeal into a line and then press off towards the southeast. And that's why we do have the risk for severe weather, a slight risk on a scale of 1 to 5. This is a 2. So we have to watch this thing. The farther southwest you go toward places like Arkansas, southern Missouri, that really starts to ramp up to an enhanced region. That's where there could be more violent tornadoes. But for us and for later tonight, okay, the primary threats will be more of a straight line wind, and there could be some hail as the storms initially fire late this evening. But yeah, pushing on into the evening, we're looking pretty good as far as storm activity. Daniel.
And I believe we have some chopper footage. If we're able to pop it up, they were able to see the storms in the distance, some of the clouds, the towering queue.
I'll tell you what, when I was driving in, you could, oh my goodness, that storm, the structure on that thing, on that supercell was just mind-boggling, even from the metro. Do we have the video?
Yeah, let me know, guys. Control room, if we do. We might be able to have it. If you guys aren't able to pop it up, let us know. But I believe we had some chopper footage from earlier.
Okay. While we're waiting for that,
no, it's live, actually, live footage, yeah.
Oh, live footage, okay. Mo,
we'll stand by.
Any new data coming in from NWS on the chats?
All is that what we're seeing is that this storm is just continuing. It's pushing out of the viewing area. However, they were saying that there's the possibility of tennis ball sized hail with this storm, and it is now, that's pushing into Switzerland County, and we're also getting some information that dispatch says several structures are down. Patton Hollow at State Road 56. Now that's in Switzerland County, but this is the same storm. So we aren't getting anything at least outside of Madison as far as the damage is concerned. But this tore a path, and so we're likely going to start, as people are coming out of their safe places, they're going to start sending us damage photos and kind of surveying what's happened around them. But this was a very intense storm and it's continuing to still push through parts of Switzerland County into Gallatin County. It's still a considerable threat for them.
Yeah, and to be clear, the viewing area, the metro, is now clear of any major shower and thunderstorm activity. Matter of fact, there's nothing going on in the viewing area. We're just holding on because we want to see if we can get that chopper footage for you as we're traveling off to the northeast towards the Madison area, towards the path where the tornado tore through, because reports are coming in, pretty scary reports of homes being completely destroyed, okay? Power lines down, trees down, hail the size of golf balls, if not larger than that, maybe even baseball-sized hail. Matter of fact, check out that black core right there, right on 71. That's not the spot to be right now. Folks are traveling. That black core no doubt corresponds to at least golf ball-sized hail or larger on the north and northeastern periphery of the rotation. Classic supercellular thunderstorm, bubbling up around Scottsburg, really maintaining, becoming strongly rotating, I should say, and that rotation stretched, came down towards the ground, produced that tornado as it moved across the Madison area towards Carrollton as well, and it still may be on the ground, or it might be cycling as well. This is the only supercell thunderstorm we have in the area. It's now moving out of the WLKY viewing area. Tornado warnings along its path and out ahead of it and behind it. Things are indeed quieting down. Let me show you the tower cam. Guys, could we go over to the tower cam real quick? Just want to show you outside, show you what's going on around the region, because things are pretty quiet right now in the metro. It's warm, it's soupy. Temperatures are in the mid and upper 70s. But this is live footage right here coming in from the WLKY news chopper of some of the damage from this tornado as it went on through. This is live footage for you. And Daniel, if you would, why don't you come on in here? I need to get an IFB and I need to be able to hear what's going on so I can talk to the producer.
Do we have where this is,
maybe
guys?
even Chopper Bill. So if you would, take over for me, Daniel.
Yeah, so we're definitely seeing the chopper flying over where some damage is done. I believe they're heading, or is this the Madison area? Do we know? Yeah, so this is the Madison area where we're witnessing some of this damage. And yeah, you can just see whether that's a home or a barn, but that's completely destroyed.
Tornado.
Yeah, these are not good scenes that you want to see. Trees are completely uprooted. It looks like debris all over the place here. There's one house with the roof completely, looks like a lot of damage.
Off.
Yeah, just ripped off there. Man, we really hope people took cover and were able to stay safe as this storm rolled through. You can see someone there on the road near the house, just kind of in awe, looking around at the damage.
That is just incredible force. And for those folks who are now coming out of their basement and seeing what has happened to their homes, what has gone on outside. I think we mentioned this earlier, just looking at some of these damage reports that are coming in Jefferson County, Indiana. But this is near Madison in Milton, Kentucky, where someone was trapped. A trailer had flipped over. So the winds were so forceful they were able to flip over a trailer. And this is why it is so important, if you live in a mobile home, to find a safe place outside or away from a mobile home. You need a structure that is strong.
And that looks like a mobile, that could be a mobile home there, or a trailer at least. And I hope that's not where a house used to be.
And was that a truck? That looks like a semi that's flipped over and destroyed.
Oh my gosh.
That's just incredible. And they were seeing people outside, there's power lines on the ground. And that's so dangerous too. If you're coming out and you're seeing power lines on the ground, stay away from them. Try and find a safe place to go after all of this damage. It's just incredible.
I have a feeling we're going to get more pictures like this coming in, too, as we move through the afternoon along the path of that thing. You could probably draw a line from just off to the west of Madison, through Madison, Carrollton, Vevey, and then points off to the east to near Glencoe in northeastern sections of Owen County. And you're going to see some damage coming in. You can see that big home there to the right looks pretty much unscathed. But you can see the damage. It's kind of
how they
scattered.
Jump.
Yes, exactly.
It's kind of that signature tornado, how it does. It's not just one, doesn't plow everything down. It just jumps around and just destroys everything.
Is Bill up there? Can he hear us?
It's not Bill.
It's not Bill? Who is it?
I don't know who's flying.
Okay.
Scott's in the helicopter.
Okay. Can they talk to us? I wonder if we could just get their analysis of where exactly they are. Looks like they're climbing. No, not at this time. Okay, we'll try to get some audio from those guys up in the chopper a little later on, but as it stands right now, not able to do that. But yeah, there you go. You can see that damage in the trees there. A lot of trees knocked over, a lot of debris kind of flung into those trees. Just a terrible, terrible situation.
And from what I was looking at, if you looked at the damage when we were zoomed out a little bit more, as you guys mentioned, the one house was fine, but you could see the path of the storm that looked like it went right across the river, which it could have went through Madison, and this is damage from Milton. So this is the Milton side of the water.
Okay.
So Madison, likely we had reports of damage there. This is Milton, so this thing likely crossed the water as it traveled and did this damage. So
you can see that big barn right there just completely destroyed. And then to the trees there as well. The storm moved off to the east, slightly south of east. And Mo, this thing was humming, wasn't it? 40, 50 miles an hour?
It started off around 50 miles per hour. It slowed down to 45 and 40, and then picked back up to 45. Either way, it definitely caused some major damage.
See where it did the damage right up toward the water line?
Yep.
It looks like that could have went where it could have come on shore or went into the water. This is Milton, so.
And I'm wondering how the Milton-Madison bridge fared in this, but we were seeing the damage in Madison as well. That was when we first found out that there was a confirmed tornado in Madison.
And you can just see the path. Look at that. And very localized, too. I mean, like you mentioned, one house is fine, but if you're right in that specific path of damage, I mean, that's where all the destruction was done. But I mean, you can see the debris and the path of where that's
just flattened along the water line.
Yeah,
you can see like all the trees still standing, and then where that sun is kind of lit up.
I wonder if they can pan over to the other side. It looks like I do see a little bit of damage on the other side.
And there's the Milton-Madison bridge there.
Okay,
looks
so
like.
the bridge looks fine.
Okay, so this is Milton, right? Here on the left-hand side, the bottom portion of your television set. And up to the top, that's the Madison area. That's the path the tornado took. If you would, put that video behind me if you guys can. Yeah, there we go. So here's Madison. So the tornado is suspected to come from this direction and then move on into far northern Kentucky, the Madison area, and continued actually to move across the Carrollton area. Do we have reports in from Carrollton, guys?
I'm not seeing anything yet, but I'm going to continue to monitor the channels. And
okay, no doubt, looking at the radar, it was wrapped up. Looks like we had a little bit of a debris ball in spots as it was tracking east-southeast quite rapidly. Some of the rotational velocities really kind of reminded me that this could easily be EF2. We'll have to wait and see. National Weather Service, no doubt, will be doing their assessment going forward. We'll check out what's going on, but at this point in the game, that really doesn't matter. The damage is done as this tornado has moved on through, and you can see whatever this structure was, boy, it's hard to tell. Certainly looks like somebody's home, unfortunately, obliterated by this storm, you can see the rest of, it's still the Milton area, guys? I believe it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
I think it's still the Milton side.
Yeah, it's still the Milton side. But you can see that's exactly where this thing came ashore, or across the Ohio River anyway, and you can see the tree damage. Look at that house right there. My goodness, sustaining quite a bit of roof damage, and that looks like a brick house right there to me. Is that right? So some pretty substantial damage there. And you can see that structure right there as well. Also,
and yet the house right next to it.
Yeah.
Jumped over it, right over it.
All right, let's kind of recap. Let's see what's going on across the entire viewing area. The supercellular thunderstorm is out of the viewing area, okay? It's well off to the northeast, up the I-71 corridor, and is actually now on top of the I-71, I-75 confluence there, south of Covington. It's out of our region. The rest of our area is dry right now. It's actually, weather-wise, I hate to say this in light of what just happened to the northeast of the metro, it's actually quite beautiful out there right now. It's breezy, it's warm, it's partly sunny. Temperatures are pushing 80 degrees, but now we wait for the next round of storms to come in later on tonight. And the storms that do come in later on tonight are going to be more widespread. We think that we're going to see some scattered storms first fire up in central and southern Indiana back through Illinois on a scattered basis. We're going to have to watch those as well for possible supercells and maybe even isolated tornadoes. Those are expected to grow upscale, kind of congeal into a linear, more fashion, if you will, a line, and then track off towards the southeast, and the primary threat becoming wind and maybe some hail. This is the severe weather threat for later tonight through the overnight period. And about the northwestern 2/3 of the viewing area, we have a slight risk for severe weather on a scale of 1 to 5. It's not huge, but we got to watch it, folks. It's a 2. We have a lot of wind energy out in the atmosphere. We have a lot of instability. So at least the potential is there, okay? And that threat drops off as you move farther off to the southeast, as you get down to near Bardstown, Hodgenville, Campbellsville, Greensburg, Columbia, as well as Munfordville, drops a little bit to a marginal risk, or on a scale of 1 to 5, a 1. Okay, so we still have that threat, but it looks like to us, okay, we've been watching the situation quite closely. It looks like this is going to be more of a widespread event for later on tonight and through the overnight, but the rest of the day, the first part of the evening, is looking quiet across the region, okay? There's your threat once again, but things are certainly on the quiet side. Live look outside right now, downtown Louisville. We have partly sunny skies. It's breezy. It's certainly warm as temperatures are now in the upper 70s. Looks like we'll get very close to that 80-degree mark by the time everything's all said and done later this afternoon. So let's go back. Do we have any more chopper footage, or is that down? Ty, do you know? It's down for right now? Okay. So weather-wise, I mean, things are looking quiet. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to get you back to programming here pretty quick, okay? As more information comes in, we'll either A, break in and show you what this tornado produced off to the north-northeast, and, of course, we'll have the very latest on this tornadic thunderstorm, the damage that occurred with it as it passed on through, and a look at your detailed forecast, which includes an additional chance for showers and storms later this evening through the overnight, and we'll have that for you at 5 o'clock. In the interim, for Daniel, for Mo, for everybody here at WLKY, thank you very much for letting us keep you and your family safe and informed. And again, for the rest of the afternoon, first part of the evening, it looks like it will be on the quiet side. We'll see you at 5 o'clock. Take care.